Hello, this is my response to the scavenger hunt for the Chapter 15 worksheet. So, for the first social media website that I did, it was, Facebook. I think that was a good place to start. For the first question, do they own any other companies, networks, and so on? Well, Facebook, not surprisingly, owns five companies, such as Instagram. They acquired on April 9th, 2012. I don't really need to get into Instagram because we know most people know what Instagram is, video and picture sharing. They own another app called WhatsApp it's called, which is a mobile messenger service acquired on February 19th, 2014. They own a company called Oculus VR, which is a virtual reality company acquired on March 25th, 2014. Another one is Anavo, I'm not quite sure the pronunciation, which is a mobile web analytics acquired in October of 2013. And then the last one's Beluga, which is another messaging service acquired in 2011 on March 2nd. Mark Zuckerberg said that Facebook is not a monopoly. This is for the next question. However, in 2012, Facebook had boosted that it held 95% of all its social media in the US. So, yes, so Facebook was basically the number one social media app in the US at the time in 2012, because, Instagram and Snapchat were still developing at the time. So, for the next one, who's in charge? Mark Zuckerberg himself is still the CEO and the original founder of Facebook when Facebook was founded in 2004. And the company stands for giving people opportunity to build in their community. As we know how Facebook is developed today, you can promote your business or you can advertise on there. Versus when it first came out, it was strictly just personal accounts, be a few friends from school or whatnot. Moving on to Instagram, um, and for the first question, does Instagram own any other company networks, and when did they acquire them? Instagram does not own any other companies. Well, actually, Instagram, I should say, is owned by Facebook. Instagram launched originally in 2010, but Facebook eventually bought them in 2012 for $1 billion. So Instagram mostly is its own little independent. It's owned by a bigger company like Facebook, but it doesn't own anything on its own. For the next question, have social media outlets formed monopolies yet? Not with Instagram, but I did find something. The social media app TikTok broke the social media monopoly between Facebook and Instagram. So that says a little bit about that. But no, Instagram personally has not had any monopoly since it's its own little company. So for the next question, who is in charge of these companies and what do they stand for? First off, saying who is in charge of TikTok is Vanessa Pappas, who's the original CEO. And just this past October in 2020, the app had passed 2 billion mobile downloads. So it just shows how popular the app has become. Moving on to my number three social media app would be Snapchat. And again, these social media apps that I'm using are the ones that I personally use and know best about. So for the first question, do any of these companies networks acquire? Well, Snapchat is owned by a company called Snap Incorporated. Snapchat, of course, was launched on July 8th, 2011, and they own Spectacles, which is a fancy type of smart glasses that records video for Snapchat series. So they look like sunglasses, and you put them on, and it's kind of like a virtual reality type thing. You put it on and you have all these. It's hard to explain, but they're cool. But I looked them up and they look cool. But you put them on your face and you can see like marine life swimming. It's cool. They're very cool. So they own that, and that's the Snapchat idea. They also own Bemoji, which, as we know, Bemoji is if you have Snapchat, you can make little avatars of yourself. So for the next one, have they performed any monopolies? No, they do not. But Snapchat will do ads for businesses. For the holidays now, they're doing ads for businesses. Who's in charge of Snapchat? Evan Spiegel, Bobby Murphy, and Reggie Brown are the original founders of Snap Incorporated. and Snapchat. They're actually friends, and they went to Stanford University, and they developed all this, and they developed this app. So that's what I have for Snapchat. So it's interesting how these all come to be. Now, you might have realized for the last question on the diversity and social media ownership, I didn't quite answer that for any of these as directly. I kind of did it as a whole because I just felt it was easier than trying to figure that out for all of them. So, so I'm just gonna talk about some of our biggest conglomerates. I'm not saying that right. That we have in the United States and who they own. The six biggest ones, and some of them are pretty obvious. The first one would be National Amusements. This is what I found. They own, CBS and Nickelodeon. Disney, of course, as we know, they own ABC. That's why you always see ABC, Disney on Ice on ABC, and the History Channel, which I found that interesting when I looked. Time Warner, owns Cartoon Network, HBO. Comcast owns NBC and Hulu. News Corp, which owns Fox and MyTV, and Sony, of course, obviously owns Sony Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation. So that will do it. I hope this was informative. It's interesting stuff to learn more about apps you use. We use them every day. We don't really think about the backstory or how they or what they exactly do. We just use them for fun to talk with our friends. So yeah, that was cool. So anyways, that will do it for this. Have a good day.